The spring market is here. Buyers are hitting the streets and looking for houses, and sellers are hitting Home Depot and looking for things that they could do to try to make their house more marketable to sell. And real estate agents are answering questions about how can my house sell faster, how can it sell for more money, and what do I need to do to get it ready? And my answer is a little different for everyone, but one thing that is consistent with every house is that every house needs a little PCP and some wine. That's for the people. some PCP, which is purging, cleaning, and paint. Those three things right there. And most of those three things take mostly effort and not quite as much money. So there's always a few other projects, but if you can start by purging, and it's quite ironic. I didn't even know that that was our topic today, so that's a great segue into, so he's going to give you some tips as well on how you can purge to get your house ready to sell. One of the things that is important is just to get rid of, things that you're maybe not going to take with you to the next house. I would say that most clients need about 30% of what they have sitting out and around put away. And it could be up to 50%. I've seen a little bit more, but around that range. So, and purging just allows the buyers to come in and be able to have more of a clean slate so they can see their things in the house. It looks organized. People feel like if things are organized and clean, that maybe the house is also taken care of in other ways. So one of the things that buyers say sometimes is, how do people live in this house? And I'll tell you what, you do not live the same way as you show a house. So they don't live like this in their house, because for the most part, if you can live in it and it feels lived in, then you didn't do enough purging. That's kind of the rule of thumb. So it should not feel comfortable. It should feel like there's no place to put anything, because everything's put away. The second one is cleaning. Cleaning, cleaning, cleaning. You can clean about everything. The cabinets, it's best to have those cleaned out and organized. Your different closets, clean those. Baseboards, clean those. Windows. Again, a clean house, when somebody comes into a house and it smells clean, even if it's, the cleaner or it looks clean, again, they feel like it's been taken care of. And it doesn't distract them. If there's smells or a lot of different things setting around, it kind of distracts buyers when they come into a house. So purging, cleaning, and the third one is painting. And I say painting because painting can do a lot. It can help cover up some imperfections. Painting can help clean. Like, I'm in the middle of selling my house, and instead of just scrubbing like baseboard, there's just stuff on the baseboard, I'm just painting over it. It hides a lot. The doors that you wipe down, those magic sponges, I'm just painting them. So paint hides a lot. Now, here's my disclaimer with paint. If you don't know how to do it, hire someone else to do it, because a bad paint job is worse than no paint job sometimes. So if you're going to get it on the ceilings, or you're going to get it on the doors, or you're going to get it on the baseboards, then don't do it or have someone else do it. It's still pretty cheap to have someone else come in and do some painting. So purging, cleaning, and painting, and then rinse and repeat. I can tell you that for the most part, you have to purge, clean, and paint, and then you have to go back and purge, clean, and paint again. It's usually a two cycle type of thing. So, there's not a lot of, there is some actually data out there. They say if you paint the outside of your house that you can possibly get 2 to 5% more when you sell your house, percent more in value. It's really hard to, I think, determine what those numbers are exactly. I've seen buyers go in and appreciate clean houses, appreciate when things are very simple. One example I have is my neighbor across the street. This was recent. We had, they didn't want to do anything. That's what I get a lot of times. We just want to sell it as is. We don't really want to do anything. So I brought in, they did a few things. And it was cleaning their house and doing all that kind of stuff just wasn't their thing. They had a lot of kids, big dogs, it just wasn't their thing. So we brought in some investors, we brought in another client that maybe wanted to look at it, and both of those people gave them a pretty low offer, about 20 or 30,000 under what they were asking for. And it ended up kind of falling through. So I went back again the next day and we started talking about it, and they did some cleaning, and we they did a little bit more cleaning and a little bit more painting, and really nothing that was overly expensive. And we got it, I would consider, more show ready. It wasn't perfect, but we did put it on the market then and got actually $20,000 over what they were asking. So there was a span of about $50,000 that really helped. When it was cleaned out and purged, they got big dumpster actually, so some serious purging. And he wasn't going to paint, but you know kind of how you start painting and then you kind of keep painting. So it was one of those kind of projects. And we had somebody come in and clean it. It just made a huge difference. It smelled good. It looked a lot better. It wasn't updated, but it definitely helped. So that's kind of an extreme example, but it definitely can make a difference. And I am personally going through this process. My ex-husband and I are buying a house, getting back together, buying a house. We just sold his house. We're now selling my house and buying a new house. So one of the things that the wine is useful for is it's a very stressful process. Very. So I would encourage you to find somebody who can kind of be neutral. I have another person coming in to say, get rid of this, clean this, do this, because it's hard when it's your own stuff. You get used to seeing it the way it is. But anyway, every house needs a little PCP, right? Some purging, cleaning, and painting. And if you have any questions, let me know. It's a white card.